African football has greater talent and depth than ever, but there is no shortage of iconic names who can be counted among the best players the continent has ever produced. Even though the World Cup has never been won by an African country, African footballers have graced the great game with pure showmanship and talent. In this video, Edu ranks the 5 top African players of all time who made history. Let's get along. Abedi Pele. A genuine global star of the early 90s, Pele is a 3-time African Footballer of the Year and a 1-time BBC African Player of the Year. He was named in the top 3 Africans of all time by the International Federation of Football History and Statistics and identified by his namesake, the great Brazilian Pele, as one of the greatest 125 players to have ever lived. Sadly, he never managed to participate in a World Cup but won the Cup of Nations with Ghana in 1982. A decade later, he was player of the tournament as the Black Stars lost in the final to Côte d'Ivoire. Abedi Pele built his legacy in southern France with Marseille. As a defeated European Cup finalist in 1991, he returned 2 years later to win Olympique Marseille's only Champions League trophy to date. Thrice was a Ligue 1 winner at the Velodrome. Can his legacy status ever be forgotten? Milla. Albert Milla is one of the most celebrated footballers ever to grace the African continent. Born on 30th of May 1952 in Yaoundé, Cameroon, he exploded on the scenes very late in his career at the age of 38. A fine technician, his performances at the 1990 World Cup in Italy won him a place in the hearts of football fans across the globe. Known for his famous trademark dance by the corner flag, Milla remains the oldest player to score at the World Cup at 42. Milla was twice African Footballer of the Year and made the podium a further 3 times. He made the FIFA 100 and was voted by CAF as the African Player of the Century. Representing Cameroon at 3 World Cups and winning the Cup of Nations twice, Milla was top scorer at the tournament twice and was also player of the tournament in 1986. No player can claim to have dominated the continent's football in the 80s like Milla did. Milla played for a number of clubs in Cameroon and France, accruing some marvelous scoring records at Saint-Etienne, Montpellier, Leopard, Pelita Jaya and Tonnerre. He won several honors, including a handful of French caps, but never claimed a major league. Didier Drogba. A tremendous haul of individual honors indicates Drogba's longevity at the absolute pinnacle of the sport and his standing within the game. For magnificent 8 times, he has been in the top 3 African Footballers of the Year, winning the award twice. The almost comical failings of the Côte d'Ivoire's golden generation naturally affect Drogba's standing among other African greats. Despite appearing at 2 World Cups with the Elephants, he was unable to secure a continental title with the Elephants despite coming close on numerous occasions. Being the AFCON tournament's joint top scorer in 2010, he remains the all-time top scorer for the Elephants of La Côte d'Ivoire. Having been one of the talismanic figures of Chelsea's recent trophy-laden history, Drogba is one of the most successful Africans of all time in the European game. Certainly, no Ivorian has achieved more. The highlights of his career certainly will be the Premier League titles with Chelsea and the Champions League triumph against Bayern Munich in 2012. Didier Drogba was voted Chelsea's greatest player of all time in 2012. For an African to command such an aura around a club, wow, a great guy and a great sportsman. Samuel Eto'o, a four-time African Footballer of the Year winner, Eto'o has also featured in the top 3 on a further 4 occasions. It is a consistency that very few can match. Eto'o was once voted 3rd in the FIFA World Player of the Year award. Being a crucial part of the great Cameroonian side, Eto'o won 2 Cup of Nations tournaments, Olympic gold, and represented the indomitable Lions in 3 World Cups. He has also made significant triumphs to the national side's African outings, being the top scorer in both the 2006 and 2008 editions of the tournament. Eto'o remains Cameroon's all-time scorer. Eto'o has won 3 Champions Leagues with Barcelona and Internacional, and remains the only player in history to win back-to-back trebles with 2 different clubs. Samuel Eto'o went on to play for various clubs across Europe and is currently the Football Association President for Cameroonian football. What a feat! George Oppong Weah. Born on October 1, 1966 in Monrovia, Liberia, George Oppong Weah is recognized by many as the best player to ever have emanated from the African continent. Recognized by the International Federation of Football History and Statistics as the greatest African player of the 20th century, George Weah's raw talent and sublime ability remains unparalleled. Winning the African Footballer of the Year twice, Weah is the only African player to win the Ballon d'Or, receiving the award in 1995. That year, he was also named European Footballer of the Year and FIFA World Player of the Year. Having won the BBC Footballer of the Year award once, he was also named in the FIFA 100. George Weah's great failing in terms of these rankings lies here. The diminutive stature of Liberia meant that his 60 caps never led to any success with the Lone Stars. 0 AFCON titles, 0 World Cup performances, and no significant tangible international contribution. On the flip side, Weah's successes at club level were better compared with that of his home country. Weah won 2 titles with Serie A giants AC Milan. He was an FA Cup winner in England with Chelsea and a Ligue 1 champion with Paris Saint-Germain. A Ballon d'Or winner who currently serves as the president of his country, the Republic of Liberia, would definitely and certainly be the greatest when competing with others who cannot boast of same. Here is it for the best African footballers of all time. However, the likes of Austin JJ Okocha, Yaya Toure, Mohamed El Hadari, Nwankwo Kanu, Seydou Keita, and Michael Essien need special mention. In few years, Mohamed Salah and Sadio Mane may fall in this category as well. Tell us, who is the best African footballer in the history of football? For more educative content, subscribe to this channel and follow us on Facebook at EduPact. See you in our next video. Until then, stay safe.